Alrighty, so I've just finished watching the replay between the Philadelphia Union and LAFC as part of the first leg of the CCL semifinal, and I had to watch a replay of this because yesterday I was up in Sacramento watching a U.S. Open Cup game, and hence I wasn't able to watch this game live. But I gotta say, I'm glad that this is a two-legged affair because I definitely want to see another 90 minutes between both of these teams. Now, obviously, this game was not as crazy as what we saw in MLS Cup just a couple of months ago, and we knew that that was going to be the case because in a first leg affair, you feel like there's going to be some moments where both of these teams are just going to pick their moments in terms of taking chances. They don't want to take too much risk where heading into that second leg they could be facing a impossible task to overcome. But still, despite that, there were definitely some drama that happened late in this game, and that after this first leg is over, looks like LAFC has the advantage heading into the second leg. Now, early on, I felt the Union were on the front foot as they were controlling possession, and they almost scored the opening goal of the game as Carranza actually struck the post here as the flag went up. And I think this is one of the the, the pure example of player are very happy the flag went up because yeah, Carranza he was wide open into the back post. Like that's one that I have no idea how he did not put it away. But like I said, he's kept it safe by the flag for a bit of an embarrassing moment there. So as I said, it's been a cagey affair. Neither of these teams really create much chances. In fact, no shots through 20 minutes into this one, as the Carranza chance was actually well it didn't count because of the fact that the flag did went up on the development play before get to the moment where Carranza struck the post. But in the 25th minute, we did see the first shot of the game. In fact, by the way, to tell you how cagey it was, there was no shots through 20 minutes of this. I mean, again, you could say that both of these teams was kind of having a feeling out period, but again, the Union kind of dominate the possession early on. It's just neither team really create much chances. But the first shot did came in the 25th minute. Sees Bawanga just pulls it wide from close range, and with how hot that Denis Bawanga is, you would expect that he would be doing a lot better in terms of just putting it wide as he was trying to throw that one in. Though Opoku did put it wide from long range before Ura was in on goal here, and this was another big opportunity for the Union. Like he was in on goal there, and Michael Uru coming off of a hat trick in the weekend's matchup, you would expect him to put it away, but McCarthy comes up big. He was robbed by McCarthy here with a good 1v1 opportunity for the Union. I mean, the other thing that makes this game so great is that not only the fact that we had a very proper club type, but there was also some big save that both of these goalkeeper had to make when they've been asked upon. We then get some pushing and shoving between both of these teams, and again, this is just a moment as CCL and MLS was reminding you that this is indeed a rivalry. I mean, I really don't want to use the word rivalry throw into this because I know throughout the week the media of MLS are just kind of throwing it the fact that looks like we have a new rivalry, and again, it just feels like this is another example of a rivalry that just purely born because of the fact that both of these teams are competitive. I mean, we saw it before where MLS tried to do that. A great example of it is that when they called a so-called rivalry between the New York Red Bulls and Atlanta United when both of these teams were at the top, and that rivalry clearly fizzed out. And I feel like in a couple of years' time, that maybe is the same case too, especially with both of these teams not even in the same conference. I mean, do you call this a rivalry? It feels like it's just kind of a rivalry just kind of created out of the blue because of the fact that both of these teams are competitive. But again, that kind of moment just shows you that yeah, there's a lot at stake, and sometime emotion can get the both best out of both teams. But we do head to halftime, scoreless between both of these teams, and in the second half, it looked like we did get the opening goal as Gastek puts it into the back net. The problem was the goal was disallowed for offside. But I thought the Union once again come out of the half the better side. But the question is, can they find that clinical finishing or even find ways to create chances? Because again, chances were kind of limited. LAFC was doing a good job in terms of defending, despite the fact that they had to soak some pressure off. And then in the 66th minute, here's the first big look for LAFC as Blake actually robbed Bawanga, and Bawanga actually didn't connect this shot well because this ball was played in there. He was trying to flicked it past Blake, didn't really quite connect it well. And I just wonder if he actually connect that shot well, he probably would have had a chance to put one past Blake. But Andre Blake come up big here. Despite this one not being connected well, but Bawanga, it was still going to trickle in, and Blake had to do a full stretch dive to keep that one out. And then Safuntes hits one right to Blake, as this was really the first time where I thought LAFC started to string some good chances. Again, they were kind of just sitting back and almost are just being a little bit too cautious in terms of not giving up the goal, because they know that if they can get this out as a draw, or maybe even get an away goal, and the advantage can really be with them heading into that second leg of the CCL semi-final affair. But in the 82nd minute, penalty was given to the Union as VAR to see whether or not if Acosta did handball that one from a shot from McGlynn. And he did. I mean, it was pretty obvious. He basically stuck his right arm out, or actually, was it his left arm? Either way, either arm, he clearly stuck his arm out there, and that is pretty obvious to be a handball and a penalty given to the Union, which it was. And then Gazdak basically stepped up here to slots the penalty, and the Union takes a 1-0 lead. Fortunately, did not last long, because just 5 minutes later, Acosta would make amends of it. So Kellen Acosta kind of having a zero to hero moment here in the first leg after giving away the penalty that gave the Union the lead. He make amends of it as he scored here for Bawanga to tie the game up at one apiece. And again, this wasn't really connected that well from Kellen Acosta. I mean, he was kind of falling down as he was shooting this one, but still somehow it just got enough in terms of going over the head, almost kind of like I wouldn't say it's kind of like a chip, but more like one that maybe kind of caught like surprise a little bit. But yeah, that ties the game up at one apiece, and that would be the final score of this game heading into that second leg of CCL. As in the end, again, the advantage is going to be with LAFC because they got that away goals, and the shots in this one just tells you how tightly affair this one is. Both team had 9 shots, 5 shots on goal compared to 4 that LAFC had, 4 shots off target compared to 2 that the Union has, 2 shots that was blocked for the 1 that LAFC had, and possession wise, dead even at 50%. Again, just there's really not much separate between both of these team, and that I'm interested how the second leg is going to be look like, because I think if you're the Union, if you're Jim Kern, this has to be a very frustrating result. I mean, it felt like almost a repeat of what we saw last time both of these teams played in MLS Cup, where the Union thought that they got that goal to win them the game, and then of course LAFC strike back and once again did it in stoppage time, and that it's gonna be very interesting. Like I think heading into that second leg, it's gonna be interesting how this is going to go. I mean, I'm pretty sure for Steve Cherundolo, he's not going to just go defensive heading into the second leg, because if you give up that away goal for the Union, all of a sudden that could change things how this game is. But for the Union, they know that. I mean, I feel like for the Union, they're probably going to play a little bit more open game, because they know that even if they do give up that goal to LAFC, it doesn't really matter too much, because all they need is just one goal, and they could maybe potentially send this to extra time, or if they score multiple goals, then they can actually win the two-leg affair on away goals, if it does end in a scoring draw that is more than 1-1. But yeah, the Union know that in that game against LAFC, they need to score, and they maybe have to win to move on to the next round. And again, it just I'm very excited to see how that second leg is gonna go, because I feel like this first leg is kind of almost an appetizer of what craziness that we're going to see in the second leg. And that, like I said, I'm very looking forward to that second leg that's going to be in next week, and we're going to find out which is going to be the MLS team that's going to be going to the CCL final, and maybe have a chance to now win the competition once again, just like what we saw with the Seattle Sounders did last year. But there you have it. That is pretty much it in terms of this review. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this game, and who do you think is going to get the upper hand heading into the second leg? I mean, obviously LAFC does have the upper hand, but what do you think? What's going to happen in the second leg? I mean, there's again just not much separate between both of these teams. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you guys like, smash the subscribe button, and yeah, I of course will see you guys next time.